It's the NFL on EA Sports. And coming up, we'll see the dynamic Alvin Kamara. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Saints and the Browns, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
It's a building that's meant so much to the city of New Orleans and all of its residents over the years, and our coverage of the NFL has brought us to it, Caesars Superdome. Thanks for joining us, football fans. I'm Kate Scott, joined in the booth by my partner, Brock Hewitt. And this week, Brock, got one group coming in off a win, another off that well-earned bye. Should make for a really energetic game. I'm wondering if you think one has the advantage over the other.
Well, I'd like to know how every single body feels down there, but we don't. My guess is they're all hurting a little bit because once you get past the opener, you're never quite 100%. So I typically will lean with the team coming off a win. You feel good about yourself. You feel good in your preparation. But yeah, that healthy team is
Blake Grupe out and ready to send this away. And we're underway in Caesars Superdome. Here's a return from the 7. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by a guy coming off a pair of shortened seasons. The former Pro Bowler, now in his 8th year, Deshaun Watson.
as you take the field coming off of a real late season bye, you just want to maximize what last week was all about. Making sure that physically, mentally, emotionally, you're recharged so you can go attack the final stretch of this season.
That's complete, David Njoku. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
At the 41, a gain of 4 yards. First down, Cleveland.
From the gun, Watson. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. Well, as we see the names populating this injury report, partner, we recognize they've had to do some adjusting over the course of the season as key contributors have gone down.
And this, right here, this is where fan favorites and surprise superstars are born, Kate. From guys having to step in as a result of these injuries. You never root for players to miss time and go down, but you'll always root for the guys filling in, who are getting their shot to make their name and contribute when it really matters.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Flushed down now to his left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Brings it in at the 12. And he gets him out of the deep part of their half. This is out across the 20. So now we're going to look at the other offense as the Saints take the field. Leading them out in year 11. He's played 15 or more games every season in the league. A real Iron Man, Derek Carr.
A win is a win for him, whether he goes for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, Kate, or maybe he just finds the end zone once like last week. And being the team-first guy he is, he'd be more than happy to end the game with just 1 touchdown pass, or maybe even no touchdown passes, so long as they get the win in the end.
Completes this one to Hill. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. An early jump and the flags come in. I think this is going to go against the defense.
Encroachment, defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still 2nd down.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
37-yard line.
Encroachment, defense.
So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still first down.
Now talk about a golden opportunity at an immediate first down following that encroachment flag. Carr here from the gun. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing again, it's Carr. This is reeled in by Wilson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down, ball at the 36. From the shotgun, Carr. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Carr off the play fake. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Searching for Chris Olave with that one. And that's gonna leave him with a tough 3rd and long. They kick the running back in motion. Carr throwing on 3rd. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. You are not going to see a better punt than that. He picked the perfect angle, and it flies out of bounds at the 1. No chance at a return. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Ford straight ahead. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stuffed right at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Staying on the ground with Ford. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That's going to go down as a gain of 7. Now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Throwing is Watson. Complete beyond the marker. And this one gets up to the 14-yard line before he stopped. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down. Working from the gun, Watson. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. The ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain. So now here's 3rd and 5. Sticking to the air with Watson. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Doesn't have the hook up there, incomplete pass.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first, it's 2nd down. Back to the air, Watson. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Couldn't connect with Amari Cooper. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Here's Watson. Finding Judy. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On the slant, complete to Judy. And he gets across midfield and into Saints territory. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Throwing from the gun here. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Colson Adebo's got it. And just like that, a really good drive is taken away with an INT.
Sure was a lot of promise on that series, right? That's a small silver lining for them at the very least, but probably won't be much comfort now. And it's going to feel even worse when this quarterback watches the tape tomorrow.
This New Orleans offense readied up for its 2nd drive of the contest. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. This is Alvin Kamara with it. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Grant Delpit in to pick it off. And the Browns will take over as he records his first interception of our season. And as they celebrate the turnover, we're going to shift our focus to one of his teammates who appears to be injured following that play. Team staff heading out to look at him now. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Play action, it's Watson. Escapes the sack. Bails out of the pocket quick. He tucks it and takes off. Escapes a defender. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
Here's Watson, 1st and 10. Got a man, it's Njoku. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Oh, looks like the defense got a little too excited there, and that's going to be a penalty.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So keep that 2nd and short play in your back pocket. The penalty goes ahead and gives them the first.
Automatic first down.
1st and 10 for him now, following the penalty. They'll run here, following the penalty. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Complete, it's Cooper. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. If they get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
Groupie sends it through. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Returns looking good so far. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The New Orleans offense set to go now. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Throwing on first down, it's Carr. Got his target, it's Hill. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Running behind center with Kamara. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
Carr now on 1st and 10. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Backfield and motion him out. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Pistol snap to Carr. He lets one fly deep downfield. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. Tried getting it to Chris Olave. So that brings up 4th and long. Here comes the Saints punting unit. Elijah Moore on the return for the Browns. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. They've got an early 3-0 lead as they take over here. 1st and 10, here's Watson. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete. He was looking Amari Cooper's way there. So that brings up 2nd down. Watson to throw it. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Cade on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. To the right and pulled in by Judy. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Watson now off play action. Connects on the crosser. And that's good for a gain of 5. Marshawn Lattimore up from the secondary for the stop. Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through 1 quarter. Just 3-0 is our score. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're ready now for the 2nd quarter. Browns in control of it. They have 2nd down and 5. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Watson on 1st and 10. That one complete to Njoku. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
From the gun, Watson has him on the quick hitter. And looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Sent to the ground by Pete Werner. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 25-yard line.
Watson. This one's knocked away, so that's incomplete, and now we've got a flag down. This may be against the offense as well.
Holding. Offense.
He got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. Running it after the penalty. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it.
Number 4, Deshaun Watson on the keeper.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Katie York now on for the field goal. This a 50-yard look from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will add to their score.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Saints and running back Alvin Kamara trotting back out to the field. And they haven't been shy about looking his way in the passing game, have they? You can see that so far this season, he's currently leading all running backs in receiving yards. They're going to start on the ground with Kamara. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Counter give to Kamara. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
2nd and 13. Catch made by Alvin Kamara. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Carr setting to throw. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Man, there's no way around this, Brock. They had that offense exactly where they wanted them, and the penalty gives them a whole lot more breathing room.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the late, great Dennis Green. He said it perfectly. We had him right where we wanted, and we let him off the hook.
No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
From the shotgun, Carr. Wilson's got it. And they get this down to the 28. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down. Early movement along the right side. The flag comes out.
Ball start. Offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding. Offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Working out of the gun. It's Carr. This one's caught. It's Shaheed near the sideline. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. That was Denzel Ward who brought that play to an end. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
37-yard line.
Carr. He's got Shaheed. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Former first-rounder Devin Bush making the play. Gotta figure out this third down here.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
Throwing again, it's Carr. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Tried getting it to Chris Olave. And that brings up 4th and long. So the Saints send out Blake Grupe for the try. Ball on the right hash, 48 yards out. McAtomney's kick is good. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Watson. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. We get a pause here, and they call for a stoppage as we see Jerry Jeudy injured on the play. Worrying sight given his history, but hopefully it's nothing major. 3rd and short, it's Watson. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Here's Watson, 1st and 10. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. He was looking Amari Cooper's way there. And now they face 2nd down. Back to the air, Watson. That's into the hands of Moore. And this one does not go far. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Sticking to the air with Watson. That's caught for the 1st. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. A give up the middle to Ford. And he's tackled for a short gain. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Another one for Ford. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Intended target there was David Njoku. And 4th and 4 coming up. For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. He'll try to connect on a 50-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Give him the 1st half trifecta. He's 3 for 3 on field goals. And as much as they'd like 6 points to end drives, not 3, they can at least be happy they're getting consistent looks inside field goal range, and he's delivering.
Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Here comes the Saints offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Kamara now on 1st and 10. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Back at the 29-yard line.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did. The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Carr throwing on third. And no luck there, and that throw falls to the ground. This one intended for the running back. And now a fourth down staring right at him. They'll send Lou Headley out to punt this away again. Moore on to handle the return. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. So no return on that punt. And the Browns will have their work cut out for them on this drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Play action, it's Watson. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Ford. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Throwing from the gun here. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He's on the move. He's running for it. Oh, the football's loose. But the Browns got this one back, so they will. Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. Pass complete to Thrash. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It's a pickup of 11. And that gives the Browns a first. Winston looking to throw. Able to get it to Moore. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up. Still sticking with the passing game. Escapes the pocket. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its 2nd. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. To throw, here's Winston. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down. A familiar sight in this contest, Brock. He's out there again for another field goal try. A very short kick here from the right hash. Groupie sends it through. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. This return makes it up to the 25. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11.
So that's halftime here in this one. The Browns on the road, but currently in front. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where you see the final score there. Jaden Daniels sharp in the victory as his guys get back within a game of 500. Next, we take a trip down the coast to Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And things didn't go so well as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. Alexander Madison, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Cam Akers, nearly 200 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns as well. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. He fields it from the 8. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The New Orleans offense ready to get to work to begin this third quarter. And as much as we thought we'd be watching highlights here, talking about this passing game, Brock, it's been the guys on the other side of the ball who've come in and stolen that spotlight.
Yeah, and in an offensive-driven league, and one that's sometimes even legislated that way, it's nice and refreshing to see a defense put together an effort like this.
Amen.
Be the ones everybody's talking about for how well they've played on their side of the ball.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 36-yard line.
Running back sent in motion. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
5 men in the secondary for the Browns. 3rd down coming. Carr here from the gun. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. Tried getting it to Chris Olave. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Fair catch made here at the 30-yard line. The Browns and quarterback Deshaun Watson gearing up for their next series. And you may as well call him a constant headache that this defense has had to deal with all game long. I mean, they game plan to slow down his passing work, but it's been his rushes that have really broken the spirit of this unit. And he'll get it up to the 44. We're going to have a stoppage here as we see an injured player. It's David Njoku, who's worse for wear following the play. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Watson. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Watson. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Here's Watson to the air. This will be caught by Cooper. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's Ford running right. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackled on the play by Cameron Jordan. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Handoff running left, Ford. And he gets him around 6 there. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. It's a gain of 6, and they only need half of that now on 3rd and 3. Watson now. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
You know, 3rd and short is a difficult one to call. Do you want to run into the teeth of a defense looking for that handoff, or try to throw it to him and use the element of surprise? Evidently, well, that's one they should have run instead.
Groupie sends it through. And that grows their lead to 12.
Boy, that's a familiar path he's taken here. Now the 5th time he's run out and gotten the job done. I know. You'd rather have him be PATs, but it's been nice having that reliable leg to turn to all game long.
Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Saints come marching onto the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. Gets this one to Shaheed. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the shotgun, Carr. Taken in by Hill, right side. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
At the 41-yard line.
From the 41. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 5 for him after the penalty. Throwing again, it's Carr. Into the hands of Olave. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That's a pickup of 9. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
Pistol snap to Carr. Searches from the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Grant Delpit on the coverage.
Back to the air, Carr. The screen pass falls incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Carr off the play fake. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. They're out now, ready to punt it. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. The Browns getting their offense out there. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Moore's got it. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Oh, movement on the line before the snap, though. This is going to be a false start.
False start. Offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Working from the gun, Watson. Complete, it's Cooper. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Sent to the ground by Pete Werner. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Couldn't connect right side, it's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Saints will get set to take over. They run it from the gun with Kamara. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Carr back to throw. Hits him on the out route. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Did not like what he was seeing, Brock, and he just hurls this one away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Olave with the catch. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
A gain of 10 yards. That's good for the Saints. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the
Throwing it again here. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
A tight end in motion now. Carr with it on 3rd and short. That's caught for the 1st. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Carr to the air now. Kamara's got it. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. They have themselves another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
From the red zone now. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Looks like play has been paused. We've got a timeout taken by the defense. 2nd and 10, here's Carr. And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Carr here from the gun. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about.
Holding. Offense.
So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. Carr staring down a 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Mickey kick is good. And the lead is back down to 9.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
So we've got ourselves a 9-point game now as they'll kick this off. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. Back out now comes the Browns offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Watson. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to the air, Watson. Has him on the quick hitter. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Making the stop that time, Kool-Aid McKinstry. And the Saints go in nickel, 3rd down. From the gun, Watson. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Sticking to the air with Watson. Fires right away, but incomplete. Woo, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover. And it's going to be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Ford. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Gotta read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you gotta react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. Carr now on 1st and 10. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Grant Delpit to pick it off. And the Browns get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And talk about a dream position, Brock. Heading out with 1st and goal waiting for him. Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Running left, here's Ford. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. He puts together a gain of 2, and we are at the end of our third quarter. So nothing but a pair of field goals added to the board as we arrive at the end of our third quarter. It's Browns ball working to carry this lead through to the end. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Watson now. This throw is cupped. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs.
Certainly looking for that nail in the coffin, the knockout punch, a touchdown, and 3-possession lead that could put this one out of reach. Hey, it's a luxury they could afford to take in that spot. Built himself up a little buffer here, Kate, but it's never over till it's over.
The Saints and Derek Carr about ready to get back to work. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's a give inside to Kamara. He's fighting for it, but will not get there. They stall the run out, and that's a safety. We'll pause now for an injury. That's Alvin Kamara, who's shaken up as the trainers head out to look at him. So after the safety, we're going to see a free kick from the 20-yard line. Fields this at the 19. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
They left him wide open. It's complete. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Ford straight ahead. And they're going to bring him down after a good gain to the 40. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Receiver in motion, headed right. Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know what that felt like to me, Kate? That felt like a little bit of overthinking, where he was just waiting for the perfect lane and the breakaway run. But against defenses in this league, you hesitate, you get tackled for a loss. That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
He finds him beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And the huge conversion gets them a new set of downs.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. That's incomplete left side. no luck finding his receiver that time. And it sets up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
To the ground with Ford. And he gets it down to the 13-yard line. Following the run, we see he's still out there dealing with some sort of injury. They'll head out to check on him. The Saints add a 5th defensive back here. 3rd down coming up. Watson looking to throw. That heater is going to fall to the turf. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. Foreman running between the tackles. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage. The run outside returns nothing. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Carr setting to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
He's got Shaheed. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Carr. And not a great choice on 1st down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so 2nd down coming up.
Now 2nd and 10.
Throwing again, it's Carr. Wilson on the slant. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
For the Saints, 1st down.
They send the tight end in motion left.
6-yard line.
They go play action with Carr. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Back to the air, Carr. Look, pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this 3rd down a near impossibility.
And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Blitz coming, Carr. It's taken in by Williams. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 3rd and 18 kills most drives, right? But they find an opening and hit it to pick up the 1st.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
Straight ahead with Williams. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. To the outside and complete to Olave. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10.
That's another Saints 1st down.
Handoff goes to Williams, running right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints now within one score in the fourth. So great work by the running back there, Brock. Found just a little bit of space, and he took advantage all the way for 6.
Big time. I mean, so big time. You know, and you hear running back coaches, Kate, say this. They'll say slow to explode through. And he explodes all the way for the touchdown.
The Saints will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it. Oh, he lost the football. And he gets his own fumble, so the comeback hopes are still alive, but that clock keeps running. So a little pressure alleviated by the touchdown, but plenty still remains. Gonna need to manufacture another trip to the end zone as they trail by 5.
This feels a little bit like a golf event to me, Kate, where those golfers will spend a big round not even looking at the scoreboard, not even know where they sit. But then when it gets down to winning time, they do know exactly what they need. And to consider that golf analogy, well, this team now needs a birdie when it matters the most.
He's throwing deep to the left side. And they can't connect on the deep low. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Watson. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And this one doesn't go far.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge the defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Saints ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Carr with it on 1st. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams would call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Gets this one to Shaheed. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Punter on now, and he gets into this one. And it ends up a good return for him, up past their own 40. Looks like he might break it for a minute, but still a good 14 yards on the return. And the Browns will go on offense. Foreman takes it straight ahead. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Throwing is Watson. Judy there to grab it. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Foreman running to the right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That is teaching tape for a linebacker. Read, react, and finish.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Working from the gun, Watson. That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. It's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Cut out left. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
All set up now for 1st and 10. From the gun, a carry by Foreman. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. They'll run here following the penalty. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, 2nd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Keeping it with Foreman. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. So a really tough spot here. This is 3rd and a country mile. Sticking with Foreman here. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. On comes Cade York, a lot riding on this kick. He's looking 34 yards here down the middle. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the 4th quarter when it really matters.
Fielded at the 7. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Setting up to pass. Able to get it to Moreau. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
You want to start a good debate sometime, Kate? Go in an NFL locker room and ask which position is the best athlete. The big guys, the left tackles will tell you it's them. The corners will tell you it's them. But I'll tell you what, these tight ends of today, the way they can run and break tackles and get in the open field, they truly are some of the best athletes on the team.
Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. Taken in by Shaheed. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Back to throw. Throw complete to Williams. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. Wilson's got it. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. He'll look to throw it. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Great Newsome on the coverage defensively.
Here he is to throw. And he can't reel it in. Incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
To throw. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee. The Saints call their 3rd and final timeout. A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Browns will take this win home with them. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
D, all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.